Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before you do anything else today, I want you to stop what you are doing, turn off the radio, put the kettle on, take a seat and listen extremely carefully to every single word in this video. If you are watching me today, the chances are that you have spent 30, 40 or even 50 years of your life working incredibly hard, paying your taxes without fail, raising your family, and doing everything humanly possible to put a little something extra away for your retirement. You played by the rules. You contributed to the nation's wealth for your entire adult life, and you have earned the absolute right to a peaceful, comfortable, and financially secure later life. But let us be completely honest with each other for a moment. Managing your money when you are in your 60s, 70s or beyond can often feel like a full-time job in itself. The financial rules seem to change every single month. Government goalposts are constantly moving, and trying to keep track of exactly what you are entitled to can feel like navigating a complete minefield. Well, I have some extraordinary news for you today. This August, in the year 2026, a distinctly official brown envelope is going to drop through your letterbox. And if you pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, that letter could be worth hundreds of pounds of cold, hard cash directly in your pocket. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that many pensioners could be eligible for a new extra support payment of £200. If you have not heard about this yet, I have left detailed information from an official source in the comments below the video. Make sure to check it out. And now, let us move on to the topic of today's video. Now, for most of us, especially those living on a fixed retirement income or relying on the state pension, receiving a letter from His Majesty's Revenue and Customs is a moment that usually brings a sudden wave of panic and dread. Our immediate instinct is to assume that something has gone wrong, that we have made a mistake on our paperwork, that we owe the tax office money, or that our tax codes have been completely mangled behind the scenes. But this August 2026, I am absolutely delighted to inform you that the story is completely flipped on its head. This time, the government actually owes you money. In fact, approximately 1 million people right across the United Kingdom are on the official payout list. However, here is the huge catch, and the exact reason I felt compelled to record this video for you today. If you are not actively expecting this letter, you could very easily mistake this crucial document for mundane administrative gibberish, or, far worse, assume it is junk mail and toss it directly into the recycling bin. If you click away from this video right now, you might literally be throwing away hundreds of pounds of your own hard-earned money. Today, we are taking an in-depth, no-nonsense look at a massive financial payout happening for British pensioners and older workers this August 2026. We are going to expose exactly why the tax office is sending out these specific letters, who is eligible to receive a payout, the shocking historical blunder that caused this money to be missing from your pension in the first place, and, most importantly, the simple step-by-step process you must follow to guarantee that cash lands safely inside your bank account. I will be breaking down all of this in plain, simple English, with zero confusing financial jargon. Please make sure you stay with me until the very end, because the final step I'm going to reveal is where 90% of people, especially those who are not completely comfortable with computers, get tripped up and end up missing out on their payout. So let us start with the absolute biggest question on everyone's mind.
Why on earth is the tax office suddenly handing out cash to older workers and retirees? To understand what is taking place this August 2026, we have to rewind the clock back to the year 2012. That was a year the UK government introduced a massive flagship scheme known as automatic enrolment. The objective on paper sounded brilliant. The government wanted to make sure that employers automatically placed their staff into a workplace pension scheme, forcing people to save for their golden years.
Now, how does a policy from 2012 affect you today, especially if you are already in your 60s or 70s? Well, as we all know, retirement does not look like it used to. People do not simply stop working on the exact afternoon they reach state pension age. A massive percentage of older adults choose a phased retirement. You might have stepped down from your primary career, but taken on a part-time role at a local garden centre, worked a couple of shifts a week at a supermarket, or helped out in a small local office just to stay active, socialise, and bring in a bit of extra pocket money. Or perhaps, in the decade leading up to your retirement, you dropped your working hours to part-time to help care for your grandchildren or look after an elderly relative. If you worked part-time at any point over the last several years and paid even a tiny amount into a workplace pension, you need to listen very closely to the mechanics of what happened to your money. When you pay into a pension, the government wants to encourage you to save. To reward you, they give you a financial bonus. This bonus is officially known as tax relief. In simple terms, the government adds the basic rate of income tax, which is set at 20%, back into your pension pot. It is essentially free money paid straight into your savings by the state. However, behind closed doors, employers manage workplace pensions using two completely different administrative setups. The first setup is called relief at source. The second setup is called net pay. Please do not let these dry accounting phrases confuse you, because understanding the difference between these two systems is the master key to unlocking the money you are owed. If your employer used the relief at source system, they calculated your pension contribution after your income tax was taken out of your wages. Then your pension company went to the government, claimed that 20% tax relief bonus, and deposited it straight into your pension pot. Crucially, under this system, even if you earned so little money that you did not pay a single penny in income tax, the government still handed you that 20% bonus. It was a fair, fantastic system that benefited everyone. But what if your employer happened to use the net pay system instead? This is where a massive, quiet scandal took place. Under a net pay arrangement, your pension contribution was taken directly out of your pay packet before your tax was calculated. If you were a high earner making £50,000 or £60,000 a year, this worked out wonderfully, because it instantly lowered your tax bill. However, what if you were working part-time to ease into your retirement? What if your annual income was below the tax threshold? As you likely know, in the United Kingdom, every individual is allowed to earn a set amount of income completely free of tax every single year. This is known as your personal allowance, and it is currently fixed at £12,570. If your part-time earnings were less than £12,570 a year, you did not owe the state a single penny in basic rate income tax. So put yourself in this situation. You were working 2 or 3 days a week, earning, let us say, £8,000 or £10,000 a year. Because your earnings were below £12,570, your tax rate was 0%. Yet, you were still contributing a portion of your wages into your workplace pension. Because your boss happened to use the Net Pay administrative software, your pension payment was deducted before tax. But pause for a second. You did not pay any tax in the first place. Therefore, your tax bill could not be reduced. And because of the clumsy way the legislation was drafted, your pension provider was legally barred from claiming that 20% government top-up bonus on your behalf. The end result of this bureaucratic nightmare was unbelievable unfairness. Two neighbours of the exact same age, doing the exact same part-time job, earning the exact same wages, ended up with completely different amounts of money in their retirement savings, simply because their bosses used different software payroll systems. The worker on the Relief at Source scheme received a full 20% bonus from the government. The worker on the Net Pay scheme got absolutely nothing. This administrative failure is known as the Net Pay Anomaly. It was a glaring oversight that quietly drained hundreds of millions of pounds in potential retirement savings from some of the lowest earning workers in the country. And predictably, the vast majority of people hit hardest by this glitch were older workers and women who took part-time jobs in the final years before claiming their state pension. For years, campaign groups fought tirelessly against this injustice. Eventually, ministers were forced to admit that the system was broken and passed legislation promising to fix it. They committed to creating a system that would pay back every single low earner who was shortchanged. And after years of waiting, that fix is finally being implemented right now in August 2026. His Majesty's Revenue and Customs has spent months building the automated tracking systems required to scan historical records and identify every single person who was deprived of their rightful tax relief. Their system has calculated that roughly 1 million people across England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland are owed an official top-up payment. Now, let us talk about the figure everyone wants to know. How much cash are we actually talking about here? While the exact payout will naturally vary based on how many hours you worked, what your wage was, and how much you paid into your workplace pension scheme, the average payout is expected to be well over £50, with many individuals due payments of £200, £300, or even £400. Think about that for a second. Imagine opening your door this August, picking up a brown letter from the tax office and discovering that the government owes you £350 that you had absolutely no idea existed. In today's economic environment, with household bills, electricity costs and grocery prices remaining stubbornly high, receiving a tax-free payout of £300 directly into your bank account is a massive help. Now, pay very close attention, because this next part is where things get critical. I'm going to explain step by step exactly how this process works in August 2026, and what you must do to avoid losing your money. Over the next few weeks, the postman is going to drop a standard brown envelope featuring the official insignia of His Majesty's Revenue and Customs into your letterbox. As older adults who have dealt with government bureaucracy for decades, our immediate instinct when seeing an HMRC logo is to set it aside or bury it under a pile of newspapers. I am begging you, please do not do that. Treat every piece of post from the tax office this August with extreme care. When you open this letter, it will state clearly that you have been identified as an eligible individual under the Low Earners Pension Payment Scheme. But here is the major roadblock. The tax office is not going to automatically post a paper cheque to your house, nor are they going to magically beam the money directly into your bank account without your input. Why? Because in most cases, HMRC does not store your current active personal bank account details on their low earner databases. You have to actively log on and claim the funds. The letter you receive will outline precise instructions. It will instruct you to go online and visit the official government website. Now, I completely understand that navigating the internet for financial claims can feel daunting, stressful, or even suspicious for many retirees. That is why safety is paramount. When you go online, you must only ever type in the exact web address printed on your official letter, which will always end with the suffix gov.uk. Once you arrive on the secure official web page, you will be prompted to log into your Government Gateway portal. If you already have a Government Gateway ID from managing your state pension or filing tax returns, you can simply sign in using your existing user ID and password. However, if you do not have a Government Gateway account set up yet, please do not worry or give up. Setting one up is completely free and far easier than you might think. The letter will guide you through the process, which usually takes around 15 minutes. You will need a few basic pieces of personal information to verify who you are, such as your national insurance number, along with an official document like your British passport or your UK driving licence. If you feel hesitant about doing this on your own, I strongly encourage you to ask a trusted family member, such as a son, daughter, or grandchild, to sit alongside you at the kitchen table while you complete it. Once you are securely logged into the official state portal, the hard work is already done. The system will automatically display the exact figure you are owed. You will not be asked to perform any complex mathematical calculations, nor will you need to search through dusty old filing cabinets for wage slips from years gone by. The government system already holds all the data. All that is required from you is to confirm your personal identity details and carefully input the sort code and account number of the bank account where you want your money sent. After you click the final confirmation button, your claim will be logged, processed, and the cash will be transferred securely into your bank account within a few short weeks. Now, let us tackle two hugely important edge cases that could prevent you from receiving your cash if you are not careful. First question: what if you have moved house in recent years? Many people in their 60s and 70s decide to downsize their homes, move into retirement bungalows, or relocate closer to their children and grandchildren. If you have moved home over the last few years and forgot to notify the tax office, your official notification letter will be posted to your old address. If that letter gets lost or thrown away by the new occupants, you could completely miss out on your money. If you suspect HMRC might have an outdated address for you, I strongly advise updating your details with them online or over the telephone as soon as possible. Do not wait around until August is over. Second question: will this payout affect your existing state benefits, such as pension credit, housing benefit, or council tax reduction? And is the payout taxable? I have fantastic news for you here. This government top-up payment is completely tax-free. Furthermore, because it is an official retrospective tax relief correction rather than regular income, It is classified as a capital payment. That means it will not count as income for benefit calculations, and it will not lower your entitlement to pension credit, winter fuel payments, or any other state support you rely on. Every single penny stated on your official letter belongs entirely to you, to spend however you see fit. Whether you want to put it towards your winter heating bills, treat your grandchildren to something special, or book a well-deserved weekend getaway, the money is yours. To make sure you get what is rightfully yours, here is a quick recap of the 5 golden rules for August 2026. First, HMRC is sending official brown letters to roughly 1 million low earners and pensioners across the UK. Second, these envelopes are not tax bills. They are official notifications of your low earners pension payment refund. Third, this applies if you worked part-time or earned under £12,570 a year while paying into a net pay pension.
Fourth, the cash will not arrive automatically. You must open the letter, visit the official gov.uk website and securely enter your bank details. Fifth, make sure your current home address is up to date with HMRC. Please stay alert to scams. HMRC will never text or email you direct links asking for bank details. Official letters will only arrive in your physical post. Watch your letterbox carefully this August, and please share this video with anyone who worked part-time. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple, clear pension updates. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.